He stole my lunch every day at work, so I made him afraid of fridges. There's a special place in hell for people who steal your food at work. Not the occasional mix-up, but the serial lunch thief. Someone who sees a clearly labeled container with your name and thinks, free snack. That was Chad. Yep, his real name, Chad. The human equivalent of a microwave beep. Loud, annoying, and always showing up when you don't want him. Chad sat 2 rows behind me at our soul-suck corporate job. The guy who wore earbuds but played music on speaker, used cologne like pepper spray, and called the break room the chill zone unironically. Chad had a habit, stealing people's lunches, and he thought it was funny. Bro, food tastes better when it's not yours, he said once, laughing with a mouthful of leftover pad thai. It's like criminal seasoning. People told HR. HR sent emails. Chad didn't care. Nothing stuck, no proof, no cameras, no consequences. Just angry coworkers and suspiciously empty Tupperware. Then he started taking mine. It began small, a missing protein bar, a half-drunk soda can cracked open like some sacrificial offering. Then one day, I opened the fridge to find my whole lunch container, labeled in Sharpie, gone. I asked around. No one knew. But an hour later, Chad was licking buffalo sauce off his fingers. I stared. He stared back. What? He said. You gonna cry about it? That day, I stopped bringing lunch and started planning revenge. I'm not confrontational. I won't fight over pasta salad, but I'm patient, creative, and petty as hell. If Chad was going to steal my food, I'd make him scared of the fridge itself. First, I started bringing lunches that looked normal, but were downright nasty. Tuna and banana mash, blue cheese and jam wrapped in a burrito, spaghetti dyed neon green. I labeled each container with innocent notes like grandma's special recipe or post-gym recovery sludge. Every day, the container disappeared, and every day, Chad looked a little more pale. One afternoon, he asked, anyone else feel weird after lunch? Like dizzy? I just smiled and said, probably the fridge acting up again. Might not be cooling right. That planted the seed. Next, I bought a tiny Bluetooth speaker and taped it behind the break room fridge. It played faint buzzing noises every so often. Not loud, just subtle electrical interference sounds. People noticed. That fridge making weird noises? One guy asked, you think it's safe? I leaned in and whispered, I read old fridges can leak Freon. Makes your food taste metallic before you get sick. Chad said nothing but brought lunch from home the next day. Progress. Then I printed fake recall notices from a made-up company. Taped them inside the fridge door. The notices warned of a neurovirus in plastic containers causing confusion, hallucinations, and stomach cramps. They looked official, government-y, with boring fonts and all. Chad read them and didn't touch the fridge that day. Over the next week, I swapped the notes for scarier ones. Fridge under maintenance. Do not store perishables. Reports of pest infestation. Warning, possible mold contamination. Each note ramped up the fear, pushing Chad closer to the edge. Finally, I made a normal-looking lunch. Fettuccine Alfredo with chicken, with a napkin on top that said, do not eat. Medical use only. I put it front and center in the fridge. It disappeared by noon. Classic Chad. At 2:17 p.m., I sent an anonymous email to the office. Urgent. Someone may have consumed a test food sample. Alert HR if you experience nausea or tingling. Chad disappeared to the bathroom for 3 hours. When he returned, he looked pale and sweaty, burping and sipping warm water like it was holy juice. The lunch was safe, just heavy on garlic, but Chad didn't know that. He started asking around if anyone else felt weird from the fridge. Someone else said yes, because I had them. He paced near the break room like it was a war zone. One morning, I got in early and taped a note to the fridge. Condemned, do not use. Awaiting biohazard team. I sprinkled powdered sugar underneath to look like suspicious white dust. People freaked. Nobody used the fridge that day. Chad didn't even go near it. By week's end, he was bringing an insulated lunch bag and keeping it under his desk. He flinched whenever anyone mentioned leftovers. One time, I offered him a soda and he asked, was it in the fridge? With the seriousness of a hostage negotiator. Eventually, HR replaced the fridge. Someone had complained about toxic gas leakage and mysterious white residue. Wonder who that was. Chad never stole another lunch. Not mine, not anyone's. A month later, he quit, saying he was pursuing other opportunities. Word is, he works remotely now, eats shelf-stable meal kits, and keeps ice packs by his desk. Paranoid? Maybe. Me? I eat in peace every day. Because if you steal someone's lunch, be ready to lose your appetite for good.